Hello SNDL community, I've got an update for you and I want to talk about a few other stocks, but we're going to start off with an SNDL update. I want to tell you what I expect to happen this week and what you should be looking at. And as far as the market, there's some incredible information that came out. For those of you that really want to do your due diligence, I've got links of all of these that go into more detail in the Patreon. If you'd like to support the channel and you want to get more information on SNDL or the market, then check that out. It's only $5 to support the channel. Thank you so much for doing so. Now let's get straight into it because we've been calling this stage by stage. Everything we've said on this channel has come true, from the price drop to the consolidation to the SNDL announcement. Now we said August 11th, but that was just a guess. And right after the last video, this ran up about 10%, which isn't much, I know, but just be patient. For those of you that did get in, you're up on your position. So everyone was looking for those opportunities to cost average down. I mean, everyone is going to make a different decision. Some people had extremely high cost averages, but I've been trying to help you navigate this whole thing because ultimately this channel is about helping people out. So SNDL to announce the second quarter of 2022 financial results. Now this is good. Zach knows what he's doing. I'm glad he is releasing the financial results on a Friday after the close, after business hours. This gives everyone an opportunity. No excuses to get in on SNDL. I mean, get shares, get your options. I would keep your options close as you can to in the money. I would not go over $4 on your options plays, and I would not go any earlier. I would make sure that they're obviously pushed out until August 19th at the very earliest. And I would also look at this running over the weekend at 8:30 a.m. There is going to be the announcement, and it looks like there's going to be some rebranding of the company information. Hopefully, this is a very exciting earnings call. All of you have been so patient to this point, and I appreciate the support on the channel. Now, let's take a look at the price to sales trailing 12 months. It looks like the market cap and everything got fixed in here. We are at the lowest market cap that this is. Now, obviously, some of this growth is priced in, or this would have dropped much more. This is the absolute bottom for this stock. So some of you are thinking about selling out of your position when this runs up and taking some profits. But if you're looking at SNDL long term, you may not get these prices again. I don't know that it will revisit these levels, and I know that there's going to be some people out there that say once this runs up, this is just going to dry out. I believe there's going to be some catalysts that are coming. Reform, I don't believe legalization is going to happen, but I do believe reform is going to happen, and that could have a positive outcome on the stock. Now, it could come down, right? I mean, take some off the table if you need to. If you've been patient and if you're looking to trade this, I mean, more power to you. But I do believe that this could be an honestly good investment. Now, will your money grow here better than Tilray or Green Thumb? I mean, we're going to take a look at those. I think you need to be diversified. I'm not sure that this company is where it needs to be at this stage that they're trying to get there. So I always like to take a look at the latest articles that are out to see if it agrees with the sentiment that I have. But what is the market sentiment, and how do you feel about SNDL stock right now? Let me know in the comments below. Should SNDL investors jump ship after its reverse stock split? I mean, it's already been the reverse stock split. This is August 5th. So what they're saying is, should you sell right now with this catalyst coming up this Friday? Are you kidding me? That's like the stupidest question you could possibly ask, in my opinion. You know, let me know if I'm wrong in the comments below. Now, down here in this paragraph, it does say the good news is that with the acquisition of the liquor retailer Alcana earlier this year, SNDL is sure to report record numbers in its next quarter. Well, if that's the case, then what's the problem? Right here it says, that doesn't mean that the cannabis business is doing well or that the overall business will become profitable. Now, from my understanding, Zach is expecting to get profitable before Tilray plans to get profitable. Let's look for that update in this next earnings call. Alcana incurred a net loss last year and might not necessarily boost SNDL's bottom line. Now, I was aware of this. If you've watched these videos since I've been doing them, I said that Alcana was a failed liquor brand that they're looking to turn around. And can they do that? And it looks like the guidance that we've been given, that they have made improvements. They shut down stores that weren't performing well. They did some consolidation. They made some improvements, and I expect to see those with Zach's track record of making improvements within the business. Now, granted, cannabis is a bloodbath of a market, and with those excise taxes, it's just been unprofitable, and it's been very difficult for them to generate revenue. But their revenue has gotten a little bit bigger. Their margins has gotten a little bit stronger. This could really help them out if they can get key performance and leadership out of this brand. I was looking at Sundial's Twitter page and noticed that they highlighted one of the Spirit Leaf Little Italy business out of Toronto, Ontario, and there's a LinkedIn link that you can click on that goes through a Q&A with Clifford, and it looks like he's got a great story. He's embedded within the community. I thought this was a real positive. These are things that I like to see. This really shows teamwork. This is a highlight that I want to see continuing. But I also noticed that when I was looking into some of these pages, that they are just listing discount after discount in their marketing material. And I'm not sure that that's the right approach, that everything you see is telling you like 30 to 40% off, 10% off, and that's your marketing strategy. I mean, they know the price. Just give the people the price that you know it's supposed to be at. I don't know that you just want to constantly talk about discounts all the time. So that's the only, that would be the positive negative. Next thing I want to share with you is there was a massive survey that was done in British Columbia. Now, this is important because this is in Canada. This is where both Tilray reside and SNDL. More specifically, this was done back in 2018, the survey was, and they refreshed it and published it again, and this was released on August 2nd. I'm just now getting a chance to read it, and I wanted to give you some of the highlights. Number one, this article summarizes some good points in here, that there's fewer people going to illegal stores, but there is some illegal online activity happening, and that's increased. But there are more people going to legal stores, and 24,974 people participated in the survey. So it's really important. Now, if you're not sure where British Columbia is, it is on the westernmost province up here in Canada. So it's just a slice of that area up there. But there's also a few other things. I actually didn't just use that article. I think the article is good if you just want to get a summary of what's happening up there. But I wanted to see, compared to 2018 to 2021, has use increased? Are there more people using? And that is a positive. You can see this darker blue line is an increase on every single age, gender, and age group. So that was a positive. The next thing that I found really interesting, there's a lot of interesting details in this, and you can believe that the leadership team and people that are just making the decisions within the companies are looking at these documents to make key decisions for the business. What I found very interesting was the growth and the non-growth for cannabis products used in non-medical purposes, and how do they make their decisions on what they're going to either grow or create or do. And I thought it was a massive 27% increase in the cannabis-infused beverages, just knowing, like in previous videos, I've talked about the innovation that they really got to start thinking about with the liquor brand Alcana. So I thought that was very interesting. Now, I want to shift gears to what's happening over in Germany, because there is a massive market that might beat the United States to legalization. And that is what I'm reading. Germany versus the US, who will go first on for cannabis reform? And I scrolled down here and read through this, and basically the inline down here says that the reform that's scheduled, most likely Germany will be ahead of the US. Now, who stands to benefit from this action? Who is poised to internationally be able to take advantage of this? I think that Zach and his leadership team, they're going to try and get a slice of the pie, and that's what they're doing with the Project Jupiter that we talked about in previous videos, or the Zenibus transaction with the stalking horse bid. But they're not there yet. Who is positioned already? That would be Tilray. That's why I have been talking about Tilray. Tilray also, the CEO, did an interview on August 4th. Be sure to check this out. The big highlight here is cash flow positive for Tilray in 2023 and $100 billion opportunity in the US. Tilray is talking about the United States. So if we don't hear that from Zach in this next quarter, we want to make sure that Zach has a plan to enter the US market, or Tilray could grow at a faster rate than SNDL. Now, the next interview that I want to share with you, and I want to make sure you check this out, I'm just going to go through the highlights. You want to get a piece of the action before this reform takes place. I don't believe legalization is going to happen. We're going to take a look at the bill in just a moment. New states coming online: New Jersey, Connecticut, Rhode Island. Medical adult use later this year, it's going to be voted on. Virginia, New York, 2023, 2024. The massive market here in the United States, $100 billion opportunity. Green Thumb, they are on OTC, and as soon as the Safe Banking Act happens, and the reason that I paused it here on the screen at 3 minutes and 8 seconds, I want you to listen to this. I'm not going to spoil it for you, but it may have something to say about the Safe Banking Act being a major catalyst that will allow some of these OTC plays, and I've talked about this before, coming public. The last time I talked about Green Thumb, I was like, look, you need to put this on your radar. I would take this serious that everything is low, specifically these additional plays. Be sure to check that video out if you didn't already. Now, CAOA, this is the Cannabis Administration and Opportunity Act, was filed on July 21st. I actually read this, and I wanted to share with you just a few highlights. And of course, all of this information, like I said before, all of these links for all of this material is in the Patreon. So there's a lot more in this bill than what I'm going to cover, but I at least want to go through with you in the findings and then cover an article that has a summary. Now, I think it's really important that you could read an article that gives you a summary, but it's really important to just, if you're an investor, to take the time to go through the document. If you'd like me to do a video just on the CAOA, then I don't mind doing that. Let me know in the comments below. Now, the communities that have been most harmed by cannabis prohibition are benefiting the least. Now, this is the first thing straight up front. Typically, when they put these in order, it would be most impactful to least impactful. And 80 years of cannabis prohibition and now limits participation in the industry. $700,000 basically is the barrier to industry. It's just really difficult for anybody that's ever tried to be in this space to get a barrier removed so they can participate. So 38 states have adopted laws allowing legal access to cannabis, and 17 states have adopted laws legalizing cannabis for adult recreational use. So basically what they're saying is the states are on board. I mean, the majority of the states are already doing this. Why are we holding this up at a federal level? Allow the states to do what they're going to do. Now, a total of 49 states have reformed their laws pertaining to cannabis despite the Schedule 1 status, as they would remove this from the DEA Scheduled 1 drug list. That would make it an opportunity for banks and investors to come in. So this would be really impactful if it did pass. Legal cannabis businesses support more than 428,000 jobs throughout the United States, and this has a sales total of $25 billion, expected to reach $45 billion by 2025. We do know that Tilray CEO said that this was a $100 billion market opportunity, so a difference there. Now, in American Civil Liberties Union, they did a survey, and taxpayers approximately cost them about $3.6 billion a year. And I think that this is all the law, legal reasons, locking people up, taxpayer dollars there. That's what that statistic is coming from. Now, 350,000 arrests in 2020, and disproportionately impacting minorities. And we know that this is a real problem. And others down here listed that goes all the way to 15. And there's more in this. Now, I want to go through this article. This is the last thing that we're going to do. Maybe this time will be different. Senate unveils legislation to legalize marijuana. And when I went through this article, it highlighted legalizing it, redefining hemp, expungement, and I'm the tax man, talking about the excise tax that we talked about that makes this a really, really difficult area when it gets so heavily taxed. Just depending what the tax code works out to be, it can make it very unprofitable, and it's important that any business is highly diversified because the taxes could just kill, and then the red tape. So when I was reading through this, once again, there was a sentiment in this article that talked about We're not sure when we're going to see legalization, but we do expect the Senate to possibly move forward on the Safe Banking Act. So I would say that that is where I'm constantly getting from everything that I'm reading and researching. I am getting that we're going to make progress with reform, but not legalization. Legalization will happen. It's just a matter of when. That's all I got for you. We're going to take a look at the charts when market opens on Monday. I hope you guys are having a great weekend. I hope you enjoy these videos. If you do, once again, you know what to do with the video. Support the channel. It means a lot, and I'll see you in the next video.